Welcome to Music in Progress, your window into the art of composing music. I'm your host, Michael Cook, a Bay Area composer and multi-instrumentalist. We'll delve into the depths of my creative processes that shape the music I make. Whether you're a fellow musician, an enthusiast, or simply curious about the magic behind the melodies, you'll find valuable insights, practical tips, and innovative techniques to inspire your own musical journey.
Second Fugue, First Signs of Burnout, the halfway report. Meeting the milestone. I hit my timeline goal and made it to the big tempo change by the end of June, right on schedule. The final section before that shift was the second fugal variation, built around an inversion of the fugue subject from the first fugue. That section actually took more than a week to complete because of its complexity. In the fast-moving counter subject, there's a distinctive 5-note repeated pattern, tying into the rhythmic figure threaded throughout the entire symphony. I also wove in a third counter subject based on the original contradance melody, but with a rhythmic twist. The downbeat is displaced to the weak second beat of the measure, giving it a syncopated lilt. I'm not yet convinced that this third counter subject is what I'll go with long term. It feels functional, but I'm not quite satisfied. There's something still elusive about it. A dense driving fugue. This fugue is intricate and densely layered. After the main exposition, there's a big buildup using stretto entries of the subject, partial diminutions, and even some entries compressed down to eighth note speed. It took a lot of trial and error to keep that buildup sounding intentional, balanced between energy and clarity, without leaning too far into Beethoven. Eventually, I landed on a version I liked, though I'm still not entirely sure about the final chord. I've been leaning heavily into Hindemith-style harmonies here, letting voice leading and intervallic motion guide the harmonic flow rather than relying on functional progression. That approach often leads to surprising and interesting places, but it also brought me to a chord I wasn't expecting. I'm not sure it works, yet. I suspect I won't know for sure until I hear it in context, especially with the next section, which slows dramatically into a woodwind chorale. That transition was my planned stopping point for July 1st, and I reached it right on time. Starting the chorale and hitting the wall, I started sketching the poco andante woodwind chorale, but progress has been slow. Honestly, I think I've hit a bit of creative burnout. Between the intensity of writing the previous section, ongoing house repairs, and orchestra business, I've been stretched thin, and it's catching up with me. Thankfully, the 4th of July weekend is coming up. I'm planning to take a break, recharge, and step away from the composition for a few days. Maybe a motorcycle ride and a hike through the redwoods will be just what I need to reset. Looking ahead. Despite the temporary fatigue, my overall plan is still on track. I want to finish the first full draft of the symphony by the end of July, and that's absolutely doable. At this point, I have just 2 more variations and some development sections to write, followed by the introduction's recapitulation and the final coda. With the hardest sections behind me, I'm optimistic that a little rest will bring me back with fresh ears and a clear head. Then I can push through to the finish line.